seriously cool ways to make some extra cash.
Yeah, I think we all are.
I mean, who isn't, right?
Right.
So today we're going to deep dive into a whole bunch of ideas like online, offline, even from home stuff.
Oh, yeah, like in your PJs? Awesome.
Exactly. So to guide us, we've got NerdWallet's 25 Ways to Make Money article, plus a couple of YouTube videos from folks who are out there, actually doing this stuff.
Sharing their stories and experiences, yeah.
What's really cool is that some of these don't need any money up front, and there's so much variety, you're bound to find at least one thing that makes you think, hey, I could totally do that.
Like a light bulb moment, you know?
Totally. So let's jump right in. First up, the internet. NerdWallet has some awesome make money online ideas. A few really stood out to me, especially knowing you're always up for learning new things.
Always. What did you find?
Well, freelancing, for one.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one these days.
You could be writing, coding, designing, even being a virtual assistant, kind of like the brains behind someone else's business.
Right. The power behind the throne.
And get this, some freelance writers are making like $100 an hour.
Whoa, really?
Just for writing SEO-focused content.
Now I know you might be thinking SEO. What's that?
Right, like a secret code or something.
It stands for search engine optimization.
Mhm.
Basically, it's making sure websites show up high on Google when people search for stuff.
So they're more likely to get seen and clicked on.
Exactly. And businesses are willing to pay good money for writers who can do that for them.
Makes sense. It's like a superpower these days.
So if you've got a way with words and you're a bit tech savvy, that $100 an hour, it's not out of reach.
Wow, definitely something to consider.
But remember, you'll need to specialize in a niche, build up a really strong portfolio, and learn how to communicate well with clients.
So there's a bit more to it than just writing, huh?
Yeah, it's like any skill, you got to hone it.
Gotcha. Okay, but wait, there's more internet gold to be mined. Remember AI, the thing everyone's buzzing about?
Oh, yeah, how could we forget?
Well, NerdWallet says you can make money from that too.
Really? Like how?
Whether it's using AI tools to boost your freelancing or actually teaching others how to use them, there's some serious potential there.
It's not just hype either. PwC, that's a big consulting firm, they predict AI is going to add a huge amount, like $3.7 trillion to the North American economy.
Wow, that's a lot of zeros.
By 2030. So even if you just learn the basics of AI, you're setting yourself up for success in the future.
Makes you think, right? Okay, enough brainy stuff for now. Let's get crafty. Ever thought about selling your handmade stuff on Etsy?
Oh, yeah, Etsy. Like
Right.
jewelry, home decor, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And Etsy has over 96 million active buyers.
Wow, that's massive.
So your potential customer base is huge.
That's amazing. But I imagine there's a lot of competition too.
Probably, but hey, there's room for everyone.
True. You know, building a successful Etsy shop, it takes time and dedication. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about building a following, connecting with people who love what you do.
So it's like a long-term game, but with a lot of potential payoff.
Exactly.
Now, if you're more of a word person, why not self-publish an ebook? Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing makes it so easy.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
You write it, upload it, set your price, boom, you're an author.
That's so cool. You know, so many people dream of writing a book, but they get kind of intimidated by traditional publishing.
Yeah, it can seem daunting.
Self-publishing gives you so much control and opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
Totally. Okay, now let's talk about making money without even leaving your house. Those comfy from home side hustles. NerdWallet suggests becoming a dog walker through apps like Rover or Wag.
Wait, really? You can get paid to walk dogs?
Yep, get them paid to cuddle cute pups all day.
Yeah.
Sounds like a dream job to me.
Hold on. I bet it's not all puppy kisses and belly rubs, though.
True. What do you mean?
Well, you got to be responsible, right? Set clear expectations with your furry clients. You need to figure out walking routes, schedules, and any special needs those pups might have.
Good point. I guess it's not all fun and games.
But hey, if you love dogs, that's probably half the fun.
Totally. And speaking of from-home gigs, have you ever thought about renting out a spare room or your whole place on Airbnb?
Oh, yeah, Airbnb. I've used it before when traveling.
It could be a great way to make some passive income, especially if you live in a cool area that people want to visit.
Yeah, definitely. But before you turn your living room into a hotel, remember to check your rental agreement and local regulations. Don't want any surprises down the line.
Good reminder. So many things to consider.
And again, communication is key. Be upfront with your guests about house rules and expectations. Make sure everyone has a good experience.
Absolutely. Speaking of easy ways to make money from home, have you heard of selling unused gift cards? You know, the ones we all have lying around somewhere.
Oh yeah, those. Like the ones you get for Christmas and never use.
Exactly. Platforms like Card Cash or Gift Cash will actually buy them from you for up to 92% of their value.
Wait, seriously?
Mhm.
That's practically free money.
Right. It's definitely worth checking out. But, and this is a big but, you got to do your research first. Payout rates and processing times can vary depending on the platform and the type of gift card.
Okay, so always do your homework.
Exactly. Now, I know you like to get out and about, so let's talk about some offline money-making ventures. NerdWallet starts with a classic, selling gently used clothes.
Oh yeah, a good old-fashioned way to make some cash.
You could hit up local consignment shops for quick cash, or try online platforms like ThredUp and Poshmark for potentially higher profits.
So many options.
And while you're at it, why not gather up all those old electronics gathering dust? Websites like Swap and Gazelle will take them off your
I
hands.
have a box full of old phones. This is perfect.
Or, if you need cash right this second, Eco ATM kiosks will assess your device and pay you on the spot.
Wow, so convenient.
But here's the insider tip. No matter what you're selling, presentation matters. Make sure your items look their best. Think clear photos, detailed descriptions, and highlighting anything unique or special.
So it's all about the marketing.
You got it. Okay, let's wrap up this first part with two offline gigs that have been around forever but are still going strong. Babysitting and renting out your car.
Those are classics.
Babysitting is always in demand, and online platforms like Care.com and Sitter City can help you find gigs beyond your usual circle.
Oh, that's handy.
And if your car spends more time in the driveway than on the road, services like GetAround and Turo let you earn money from that underutilized asset.
Smart. But before you hand over your keys, always double-check your lease agreement and insurance policies.
Absolutely can't stress that enough. Okay, I think we've officially covered every corner of the money-making universe, or at least a good chunk of it. But before we dive into even more ideas, let's take a quick break and then come back with some real-life stories of people who are making money in totally unexpected ways.
I love those.
I know, right? And hey, maybe you'll even get inspired to try something new yourself.
Sounds good. Okay, so ready for some inspiration. Let's dive into those YouTube videos and see how real people are turning their passions into, actual profits.
Yeah, hit me with it. I'm all ears.
First up, we've got Andrew Tate.
Oh, Andrew Tate, okay.
Yeah, a kind of controversial figure, but his take on making money is, well, it's interesting.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
He talks about using, get this, phone addiction to your advantage.
Wait, what? How do you make money from being glued to your phone?
That's what I thought too. But Tate's point is that instead of mindlessly scrolling, you can use that time to create content.
Oh, I see.
He's all about consistent posting on platforms like Twitter and TikTok, to build a following and eventually monetize it.
So it's like turning your phone from a time waster into a moneymaker.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And while Tate's approach might not be for everyone, the core message is pretty solid. Find a platform, create content, be consistent, and you just might strike gold.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here. But I gotta admit, I'm also a sucker for a good underdog story. Got anything like that?
You bet. Remember Brandon William, the arm wrestler we talked about?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he got creative and turned his training into a YouTube challenge.
Oh, really?
He went to Muscle Beach and challenged people to arm wrestle him for cash.
No way.
He even brought in a 26-time world champion arm wrestler disguised as an old man to up the stakes.
Oh, man. I can just imagine the looks on people's faces. That's hilarious.
Jeez.
And smart.
Right. He knew how to grab attention and make something entertaining. And that's the key takeaway here. In today's digital world, you got to think outside the box.
Yeah, yeah.
And find creative ways to monetize your skills or interests. It doesn't have to be traditional. It just has to work.
So true. Oh, hold on a sec. I just found something that might blow your mind.
Uh-oh, what is it?
This YouTube video from Smart Money Tactics claims beginners can start making $100 to $500 per day using simple strategies, all from their phones.
Oh, really? That's a bold claim.
I know, right? It sounds almost too good to be true, but hey, if you're curious, you can check it out yourself. The link's in the description.
Sweet. I'm definitely checking that out later.
Maybe this is the secret sauce we've been looking for.
Maybe. So while we're on the topic of online money making, let's not forget some other gems from NerdWallet.
Oh, yeah. What else do they have?
Well, they mentioned a couple options we haven't talked about yet, like becoming an Instagram influencer or a Twitch streamer.
Oh, right. Those are huge platforms, massive audiences.
And they're all about building your personal brand, connecting with people who share your interests, whether it's fashion, gaming, cooking, whatever you're passionate about.
You can find your tribe online.
And if you can build a loyal following, the money-making opportunities, they're kind of endless, like sponsorships, affiliate marketing, even selling your own products or services.
Wow, so many possibilities. Speaking of selling products, I'm really intrigued by this Printify article you found. It's all about print on demand, or POD. Sounds like a great way to, dip your toes into e-commerce without the risk of buying tons of inventory.
It is. Can you walk me through how it works?
Sure, so with print on demand, you design custom products, like t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, whatever, but you don't actually handle any of the production or shipping.
So you don't need a warehouse full of stuff.
Nope. You partner with a platform like Printify, create your designs, and list your products on your website, or a marketplace like Etsy or Shopify.
Oh, smart.
Then, when a customer places an order, Printify handles everything, from printing, packaging, to shipping directly to the customer.
So it's like having your own online store without the hassle of dealing with all that inventory.
Yep, no packing boxes or running to the post office. Sign me up.
Right. It's a super low-risk way to test product ideas and see what sells. Plus, you can scale your business as you grow without worrying about storage space.
Sounds amazing.
Hmm.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than just slapping a design on a t-shirt and calling it a day.
Yeah, you got it. The Printify article really emphasized that good design and choosing the right niche are crucial. You need to create products that people actually want, which means understanding your target audience.
Right, it's not just about being creative, it's about being strategic too.
Exactly. It's like solving a puzzle, finding that perfect intersection of your creativity, what people are looking for, and how you can make it all work.
I like that, solving a puzzle. And how do these popular e-commerce platforms like Shopify, Etsy, and WooCommerce, how do they fit into the picture?
Well, integrating your POD store with these platforms makes your life so much easier. They streamline the process so you can manage your products, track orders, and provide, a smooth customer experience.
Right, makes sense.
Plus, you get access to their huge customer bases, which can really boost your sales.
Okay, before we get too deep into the technical stuff, let's take a step back and think about our listener. We've thrown a ton of information at them today, from freelancing and AI to selling used clothes and becoming a dog walker. It can be overwhelming. Where should someone even start?
That's a great point. It can feel like a lot. I think the most important thing is to figure out what you are passionate about and what you're good at.
Yeah, play to your strengths.
Exactly. Think about your skills, your interests, and how much time and effort you're willing to put in. Then you can start exploring the options that, align with your vision.
So it's not about finding the one right answer. It's about finding the right answer for you.
Absolutely. There's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to making money. The best way is the way that works best for you.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
all about finding your own path.
Yeah.
And hey, don't be afraid to experiment. You might stumble upon something totally unexpected that turns out to be your golden ticket.
You never know until you try. And remember, you don't need a ton of money or experience to get started. Many of these options require little to no upfront investment, so you can learn as you go.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, but before we wrap things up, let's talk about some important things to keep in mind. NerdWallet had some great advice about avoiding scams.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial. Always do your research before jumping into anything. Look for red flags like upfront fees, unrealistic promises, or requests for personal financial information. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is.
So common sense and a healthy dose of skepticism are key. Got it. Anything else we should leave our listener with?
This might sound cliche, but success in any of these ventures takes work. You need to be willing to learn, adapt, and keep going, even when things get tough.
Persistence is key. And remember, the information we've shared today, it's just a starting point. The real magic happens when you take action.
Exactly. So, to our amazing listener, I encourage you to explore the resources we've mentioned, dive deeper into the topics that sparked your interest, and most importantly, start experimenting.
That's right. Don't let fear hold you back. Take that first step, even if it's small. You never know where it might lead you. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be featuring your story on the deep dive.
That's a wrap on this deep dive, folks. We hope you found it insightful, inspiring, and maybe even a little bit entertaining. Until next time, happy earning.
All right, so we've explored a ton of money-making ideas online and offline. It's clear there's no shortage of options out there.
Seems like the world is your oyster,
Yeah.
just waiting to be cracked open.
I love that. But with so many choices, it can be tough to know where to begin. What advice would you give to someone who's feeling, a little lost in the sea of possibilities?
Don't get overwhelmed. That's the first thing. Start by asking yourself a few key questions like, what are you good at? What do you actually enjoy doing? What kind of lifestyle do you want to create for yourself? And once you have a clearer picture of your strengths and your passions and your goals, the right path will start to, kind of emerge.
So it's all about aligning your money-making ventures with your personal vision.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to try different things. You might be surprised at what you discover along the way. Maybe you start with freelancing and then realize, hey, I have a knack for creating online courses. Or maybe you try selling on Etsy and end up launching your own full-fledged e-commerce business.
The possibilities are pretty much endless.
They are. It's all about embracing the journey and being open to those new experiences.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do it all alone, right? There are tons of resources out there like online communities, courses, mentors, even just friends and family who can offer support.
Oh, for sure. It's amazing how much you can learn and achieve when you've got a supportive community behind you.
So true. Well, I think it's safe to say we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, explored a whole universe of money-making opportunities, busted some myths, and hopefully, inspired our listeners to take action.
Yeah, and remember, things are changing, the world is changing, the traditional ways of earning a living, they're evolving.
The gig economy is booming.
It is. There's never been a better time to, embrace entrepreneurship, create a life you love.
So to our amazing listener, we challenge you to take what you've learned today and put it into practice.
Explore those resources, dive deeper into the topics that sparked your interest, and most importantly, start experimenting.
That's right. Don't let fear hold you back. Take that first step, even if it's a small one. You never know where it might lead. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be featuring your story on the deep dive.
That's a wrap on this episode, folks. We hope you found it insightful, inspiring, and maybe even a little bit entertaining. Until next time, happy earning.